This is not particularly good news for Donald Trump. Ron DeSantis has again defeated Donald Trump in another one of these 2024 Republican straw polls. Now, the straw poll is a little different than the normal polls that we talk about when we talk about presidential elections. So let me explain to you what's going on. Newsweek reporting, Trump loses to DeSantis in 2024 straw poll at conservative summit again. Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis was favored for a second year over former President Donald Trump to be the Republican Party's 2024 presidential nominee at a conservative conference. This was held in Colorado. It's the Western Conservative Summit. They always do these straw polls. Now, if we look at the results, you will see that this is a picture of the screen at the event. These numbers don't add up to 100. So Ron DeSantis coming in first at 71%. And Donald Trump coming in second at just under 68%. Then you've got Ted Cruz, Ben Carson, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Tim Scott, Mike Pompeo, Donald Trump Jr., Nikki Haley, and Mike Pence. Why don't they add up to 100? Voters are allowed to make more than one choice. This is what's called an approval poll. And I think there's even Newsweek has a paragraph about this. Because voters were allowed to make more than one choice, through the approval voting method, the percentages add up to more than 100%. This minimizes spoilers and sabotage and gives viability and visibility to minor candidates. So the idea here is you just check off who would you approve of being the nominee. And more people approve of DeSantis being the Republican nominee than Trump, but not by much. Now, what's very interesting to follow about this is that Trump and DeSantis are already feuding for the most part. Every once in a while, they'll say something polite about the other. But this all started when Ron DeSantis refused to rule out that he'd run against Trump in 2024. Trump has no problem, I guess, with DeSantis saying, if Trump didn't run, I would consider running. I would bow down at the altar of Trump and let Trump have it if Trump wants it. If Trump doesn't want it, I'd consider it. But DeSantis didn't rule out running against Trump. He didn't say, I'm planning to do it, but he didn't rule it out. This, we had reports of months ago, which we talked about in some detail, sent Trump for a tailspin. Trump now hates DeSantis, and DeSantis has also started to distance from Trump. DeSantis has started saying, I shouldn't have listened to Trump so much early on in the pandemic. I don't remember him listening very much to Trump, to be honest, but that's what DeSantis has said. And Trump has been saying, DeSantis benefited from my help early in the pandemic, and they're no longer getting along with each other. So we're going to follow these numbers very closely. But maybe the most interesting thing about all of this is that we are now seeing the closest numbers we have ever seen in the betting markets for who will be the Republican nominee. If you go to predictit.org, what these numbers show us are how much money do you need to bet to win $1? So basically, the more you need to bet to win $1, the more likely that outcome is, because that's how odds work. These numbers are as close as they've ever been. Donald Trump is now at 38 cents and Ron DeSantis is now at 34 cents. This is the closest they've ever been. They at one point, they were much further apart. And in fact, if you look at the Ron DeSantis numbers here, if I can pull them up. Oh, I guess I have to be logged in order to do that. Okay, here we go. So if you look here at Trump and DeSantis, this is not even close enough. Here we go. So as you can see, the numbers have gotten closer and closer. Early in March, you had Trump 39 and DeSantis 27, separated by 12. And as you can see, mostly as a result of DeSantis consolidating support from other candidates, without Trump really declining much, they are now almost tied. And remember, this isn't who would you vote for. This is who do you believe will be the nominee. We have never seen it this close. In terms of us on the left, what do we care about? We care about whatever scenario gets us to something other than Trump or Pence as president in 2024. I don't really care who the nominee is as long as they end up losing. Now, of course, at a certain point, we would ask the question, which nominee is more likely to lose? Is it Trump or is it Pence? I don't know the answer yet. We don't have great polling on that yet, although I expect it to start soon and definitely after the midterms. If Trump would be easier to beat, I'd rather it be Trump. If DeSantis would be easier to beat, I'd rather it be DeSantis. The X factor is DeSantis is less incompetent than Trump, and that probably makes him more dangerous because he might be better able to get things done. This is a conversation we will have time for, but those are the latest numbers. DeSantis looking increasingly strong against Trump. I want to hear from you. Leave a comment, send an email, send a tweet. Who would you rather the Democratic nominee run against? Would you rather run against Trump or would you rather run against DeSantis? Let me know. We'll do a follow-up. One of our sponsors is called Privacy. Privacy is a totally free service that I've been using for years. Privacy lets me create virtual payment cards with one click. And when I use the virtual card, the money is taken out of my bank account. You can create multiple cards, delete them, freeze them, set a spending limit on them. Let's say I'm signing up for a free trial and it requires a credit card. Privacy will autofill a virtual card number. And then after signing up, I can delete that virtual card. So I know I'm not going to be charged again. Something really useful and very practical. Or let's say I'm ordering food over the phone, but I left my wallet somewhere. I don't have my real credit card on me. I can use a virtual card on my Privacy mobile app. But really the best part is you're not out there exposing your real credit card number, so you're not as susceptible to data breaches and identity theft. Privacy is a totally free service, and you'll get $5 to spend when you go to privacy.com/Pacman. The link is right underneath this video.